Oh, somebody else.
Okay, I think we can start. So please turn on your cameras. Hi everyone. Hi everyone and welcome. Um okay. You're all muted, but don't worry, I will unmute you pretty soon. Yeah, welcome everyone. My name is Lisa. I'm the host. Something happened. This is very important information. Something happened to my keyboard. So I cannot type I anymore. So this is what my name looks like right now. You will have to deal with that. I'm trying to deal with that. So unfortunately, and if you see me typing something, probably there will be I missing. So just be prepared. Okay, so one more time, welcome everyone. My name is Lisa. I'm the host and the person who writes everything, pretty much everything in the channel. So if this is our first time meeting, hi. And let me share the screen because we're ready to get started. But before we start, by the way, very important because my internet's been crazy. So please, in the chat, please send a plus if you can see me, if you can hear me well, if everything is okay, if the connection is fine. Please send a plus in the chat. Yeah, amazing, great, good. Okay, so actually, raise your hand if this is your first time here. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have some people. Welcome. Anyways, we will have to go through the rules because this is super important. So let me share this screen. We always have to go through the rules because it's always it's always very important just to remember how we work together. And this is a very small. Okay, one more time, please send the plus in the chat if you can see my beautiful blue presentation that you see like each time you're here. Okay, good. So people can see that. Amazing. Okay, so this is just a reminder that this is a speaking class. So this is not about grammar or vocabulary. We're here to practice our speaking. And so, yeah, don't be afraid of making mistakes. It's completely fine. We're here just to speak and practice our speaking skills. And, sorry, yeah, here is the club structure. So first of all, you're going to work in groups a little bit, you're going to meet your partners, and you're going to be introduced to the topic. Then we're going to discuss usually vocabulary or grammar, but today I have a different thing for you. So yeah, you're gonna see what that is. And then you're going to go to more speaking sessions, again, working in the group. Yeah, I see a person in the chat saying that they don't hear anything. So if you also cannot, yeah, that's not logical. If you can't hear me, please send the plus in the chat just for me to make sure that everything is okay. Okay, good. So the problem, if there is any problem, it's on your side. I'm sorry. Good. Okay. Yeah, please remember that we have some rules, and here they are. Please don't just say yes or no. Please elaborate. Please give extra information, give extra details. Please don't sit in silence. This is very important because the purpose of this class is speaking. And one more important thing, if you have to work in a group. So if you remain in the main room after I open the groups, I will remove you because this is very important. Everyone has to work in the group because this is not a webinar or something. This is a practical meeting, whatever. So we're here to practice. So you have to go to a room. And very important, don't speak yourself all the time. Please make sure that you respect your partners and make sure that you give your partners some space to speak as well. Okay, good. And again, one more time, we'll work in groups and you have to select a room. Sometimes they say a room, sometimes they say a group. They're the same thing. You have to select a group yourself according to your level of English. And please remember that the bigger the number is, the more advanced your English has to be. And here is the logic. If you're A2, rooms 1 to 5. If you're a B1, room 6 to 16. If you're a B2, room 17 to 24. And if you're a C1, rooms 25 to 30. So please take a look at this. Please imagine a scale from 1 to 30, where like 1, I don't know anything, I don't know why I'm here, I don't understand, and 30 is like I'm a native speaker. So please rate yourself somewhere on the scale. and you will have to go to that room. Okay, so please keep that in mind. And here's one important thing: if when I press the button open the rooms, they open automatically. You should have a window that says select your room, but sometimes this doesn't happen. And if it does not, you will have to help yourself, because I cannot help on your side. Okay, and here is the logic: if you don't see that window that is supposed to pop up automatically, you will have to find the breakout rooms button that looks exactly like this, like 4 squares. Someone turned on subtitles. I don't know if that's gonna help, but okay, let me know if it helps, by the way. Let's see how it works. So everything is in Russian here, just in case if you don't see that. It's in Russian here, double. Good. Yeah, you will have to find this breakout rooms button with 4 squares and click on it. If you don't see it, it can be hidden under the more button with 3 dots. You have to click it and then find breakout rooms. Sometimes you don't have that option, especially if you're connecting from iPad. Hello, Apple. So if this is your case, let me know in the chat and I will help you, but you will have to give me your level or the number of the room that you want to join. So this is how it works. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Hope the rules are clear. I have strange questions that are like, select the language that you're speaking. I don't know. Okay, let it be Russian. Never mind. So today we're going to talk about studying, and I hope that this is a very hot topic for everyone. And usually I ask questions like, are you studying something right now, or just to introduce you to the topic. But today I decided to be very advanced in technology, which I'm not, and I have a fantastic, let me share the screen. Not this, just give me a second. I have a fantastic Menti thing that I'm going to share right now. And let's see how it works, because last time when I used it a very long time ago. So let's see how it works and whether it works at all. So get your phones, you're going to need them. And I mean, you always need them because I send everything to the Telegram channel, and I'm going to share my screen. So here it is. Let's see how it works. So you're supposed to see my screen with the question, are you studying at the moment? And please use this QR code to go to the page that is going to have where you can vote. Okay, where you can select your option, and I'm going to test it as well if it works. Let's see if it works. Yeah, if you have questions or something doesn't work, let me know in the chat. Okay, I see that people have already answered something, so obviously it works. So please take a minute to vote so I can see and we can see what the situation is. Okay, I voted as well. Good. Good. Okay, so we see some people that have that are currently having some courses, probably like online courses. Some people, okay, so one person studies for work, 4 people study themselves, which is like self-education, I guess, and nope. Good. 1 more minute to vote, everyone. Let's see where we are and why this topic is so important, because I had 2 more options with animal testing and internships, and I was surprised that so many people want to talk about studying. I was like, I don't want to talk about that. Like, I am... Okay, what do we have in the chat? Access denied. This is so strange. I don't know why access is denied. Okay, if the access is denied for you, please type in the chat. You can type not the number, but you can give the words that are supposed to describe your situation so it's easier for you. Okay, more people, myself, 5, which is myself, university, use VPN. Yeah, probably it doesn't work in Russia. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, if it's denied for you, type in the chat, myself. Okay, wow, we have a lot of people who said myself. Good. Okay, so that's why this topic is, your access was denied. This can happen for a different, yeah, your country of origin is on our block list. Probably this is the case. Sorry, Russians. Good. Okay, good. Let's move on. Yes, it works with VPN. Yeah, you have to connect. Good. Let's move on. And here is the next question. So now we know that most people are studying themselves, which is very important thing. So probably you will learn something new today from your partners. Here's the next question. what is the hardest thing for you about studying? So here you can put from 1 to 3 words, okay, or sentences, but just try to be short. So what is the hardest thing? Is it motivation? Is it finding time? Is it believing in yourself? Is it what else? So I'm gonna put mine, and mine is exactly believing in myself. This is what I said. Discipline. Good. This is mine, believing in my success. Oh, sorry, I have mistypes all the time. Procrastination. Good. Household chores. Yeah, life is boring. Check mistakes. Is that for me? I usually do. I'm sorry. Okay, concentration. Validation. Validation is good. Person who said validation, can you type in the chat? What did you mean? Because this is interesting. I like that. Finding good core. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to find what? To find what? Focus. Attention span. Like a goldfish, I know, can feel you. Finding time. Techniques. Vocabulary. I guess that's about English. But this is not necessarily about English. That's about everything. Finding good quality information. Good. Distractions. Good. Let's see what we have in the chat. Starting and being bad. Yes, that's me. Yeah. Let's see what else we have. To be disciplined, free time, discipline, have breaks not to study. Hell yes. Who said hell yes, and what is that? I mean, I can feel you, but yeah. Fix even small progress. Good. Don't have enough time. Need concentration. Find enough time. Lack of self-discipline. Time, motivation, and time. Starting being bad. That's me, Larissa. I can understand. Estimating real results. Struggling with denying to practice writing. Management. It's really hard to find free time. Good. Okay. So time, discipline, and self-motivation. I guess these are the hardest things. Good. This is what we're going to discuss today. And I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I'm going to print screen it, by the way, because why not? Good. Okay. So thank you so much for participating. Now you know a little bit maybe more about yourself and what exactly your problem is now when you had to formulate it as one word. So today we're going to talk about that. And today I have a small video for you that I personally found interesting, even though it might be a little bit obvious, but anyways. But we're going to start with a question. And this is strange because we're going to have just one question today, which is, let me share it in the chat. So please go to our Telegram channel, and under the post with the link, I will post the question. And the question is, first of all, of course, meet your partners, okay? Say, I don't know, what's your name? How are you today? Where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. So be a nice person. Have a small talk. Small talk is important, even though we hate it. Yeah, Russians hate small talks, but you have to go through that. And here is the question. Think about one situation in which you had to study hard. Discuss the situation, your motivation, the circumstances. Think about why it was or wasn't effective. Share the fears that you had and how you overcame them, okay? So I want you in the chat to think about one situation that is related to the topic that we're discussing today, and discuss it with your partners, okay? So think about why you had to study, what did you have to study, why it was it hard or wasn't it hard for you? Did you have a schedule? Did you have some difficulties that you had to overcome? So think about one situation that can perfectly illustrate what you think about studying, okay? So let me start the rooms, validation, confirmation of your progress. Okay, yes, internal or external. This is super important, I think, because I don't have problems with external motivation, but validation. But internal validation is my personal hell. Good. Okay, so here's the, how many people do we have? 72. Fine. Okay, good. So I'm going to open the rooms now. You're going to have 15 minutes to discuss one situation that you had, which is about our topic today. Internal, I study myself. Yeah, but you know, when I say external, I mean that sometimes you tell people that you are studying something and people tell you, oh, you're going to get it pretty easy. You're very smart, and you're like, huh, yeah. I mean, yeah, thanks. So that's about this thing. Like, people from external can think that you're like can deal easily with different things, but deep inside you're like, I'm worthless. Like, I cannot get anything right. At least this is what happens to me. Get. Let's go to the rooms, and let me share one more time the logic of how to select a room. And if you cannot see, here it is. Yeah, one more time here. If you cannot see the window that I just opened, which says sessione zali, blah, 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 so on and so forth, you have to find this breakout rooms button or the more button. And here is the logic. How to select a room. So if you're A2, rooms 1 to 5, if you're a B1, rooms 6 to 16, if you're a B2, rooms 17 to 24, and if you're a C1, rooms 25 to 30. If you have any problems with that, sorry, if you cannot join a room, no loving. What is no loving? Well, what is that? Vitaly, I need explanation. What is no loving? So please join the room. If you need help, let me know. I will put you, type in the chat which room you want to join and I will help. Study something. Studying something that you don't like. Okay, I guess this. Okay, this is a hard thing to discuss. Yeah, and the hard thing to study. Yeah. So please join the room. If you cannot join the room, please let me know which room you want to join. I will push you manually. And please be aware that you cannot stay in the main room. You have to go somewhere. Otherwise, I'm going to remove you from here. I'm done with the explanation. So please join the room. And I'm going to text that you have 15 minutes to discuss. See you at 5:30. Yeah. Okay, so please join the room. Everyone, I still have 17 people in here. Why are you in here? If you have problems with going to a room, let me know in the chat which room you want to join. I will put you. But if you don't join a room, I'm going to remove you from the main room because everyone should be working.
You will study, we can work with you. I said, yes, okay, I try. And that's why I decided to learn English. It was hard for me. It was challenge because I didn't know English. My level was 0. It was years ago, but now it's okay. But it really was hard. Everything was in English language. Each classes was in English. Yeah, it was awful. But now it's okay.
But sorry, when it was?
1 year ago.
Oh, 1 year ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your English is perfect.
I live in Moscow, but I'm from Bulgaria.
It's interesting. Great.
How do you find Moscow, Milena?
Oh, I live here. In Moscow, I live just for the last 9 months. Before that, I lived in Moscow district. I don't know how to answer this question.
All right. Shall we discuss the question about education?
If I am to discuss it regarding education, I think that Moscow is one of the good places to live for education.
Oh, great. The question that we have in our
chat. I understood.
Telegram.
And do you hear me well? Because my internet.
Quite well.
So, Natalia, do you want to share what you studied?
I can actually. Frankly speaking, I'm here today to see the opposite side of the educational process because actually I'm a teacher of English. And I've decided that I need to have a little bit more practice from another side and just to feel myself in the shoes of my students. And as for this question that we have in the Telegram about a situation where we had to study hard. There was a situation when I had to prepare for a month course, very serious international course, and I had a lot of literature to read. And at the same time, I worked and I had a family, and it was very difficult to like put all things together and stick to the plan that I had prepared before. And sometimes, due to some life circumstances, I had to postpone something, and with every day, it became more and more difficult. So, I guess the best thing is really to prepare a plan with some time in advance before the deadline, so you feel a little bit more secure about preparing for something important. What do you think? What is your opinion?
How was the exam?
Oh, it's cool. It's nice.
Oh, great. Did you pass?
I passed, yes, and I was very happy about it.
All right. I can share too.
Welcome.
Well, the last time I studied like hard. I'm not a fan of studying. It was for the CAE exam, English exam. I wouldn't say I studied hard. I thought I'd fail, where I got the certificate, but it was kind of, well, let's say I wasn't over the moon. The score was low. So not sure whether I'm going to do it once again, but yeah, I'm fine.
But it's good. You've tried and you succeeded. Maybe the result was not so good, but still, it's really cool.
In a million years, I wouldn't believe that I passed. And I would get the certificate. But yeah, I did it somehow.
That's cool. That's great.
Yeah.
So congratulations. Thinking moves the mountains.
Thanks.
So, Milena,
I'm looking for a study buddy, by the way. If something. All right, Milena, sorry.
I'm ready to be a study buddy. What I can share is that when I moved here from Bulgaria, and for me it was very difficult to use simultaneously to start studying Russian and use simultaneously English and Russian. And I had almost 2 or 3 years pause when I didn't do anything with my English and I just studied Russian. And then I was really frustrated. And it resulted in something like a growing interest in neuroscience. It's just I'm not a science. I'm not studying it. I'm just interested how my brain works. So I can't say I was motivated to study Russian, but there were different factors that didn't help me to make the process smoothly, to run the process. But anyway, I think I'm fluent now. So that was what I wanted to share.
Which language do you find easier speaking, Russian or English? Obviously,
I'm speaking Russian more because my husband, my children, and all the people around are speaking Russian. So it's in speaking hours, it's just the percentage is a lot higher. But once it wasn't so. I mean, 15 years ago. So there were times that I'm sometimes struggling with any of the languages. It depends on the stress. Is it a stressful situation? I mean, emotionally or physically? Then maybe the best language for me is my native language, but I can't use it. So, it's interesting how brain works. I'm just amazed by it, fascinated.
Meredith, and how do you find motivation for studying something new? The language, not only.
Motivation. I know that I need to change something. I know that if I don't change or I don't move forward, I feel even more frustrated. It's something like a necessity. That's the way I feel it.
Emilia, what about you?
What about me?
I mean, how do you find motivation? How do you motivate yourself for learning something new?
So maybe I can add that it's internal motivation, maybe.
By some hard way. I don't have so much motivation to study something, unfortunately.
Hello, ladies. I also would like to share some opinion, especially about finding motivation. Probably you should do the same way what you're doing in your native language. I mean, open some resources, some books, some videos, some, I don't know what, any type of material, any type of data, if I can say that way. So open the books, or just, I don't know, electronic or regular one, the paper one. I mean, the amount is such a big, there are such a big amount that you will be probably shocked. I mean, I don't know how much do you like that stuff, but it can be anything else, whatever. It depends what you really like in your life. For me, the biggest problem not the motivation, but how to find the result. How do you estimate the result? I mean, somebody says blah blah blah. I'm C1, I'm A2, I'm B1. Is that real digits or what? I mean, technically we can express. I mean, what is your level in Russian, by the way? How often do you estimate your Russian level? You say, oh, I'm C1 in Russian, or what? So you don't really care, right? Because it's your native language. But you do care about English. I don't know why. Yeah, of course, if you go into to pass some tests like CPE or whatever, advance in you know, and you're gonna be like Celta Delta teacher. I don't know. Maybe that's really important. But otherwise, why do you really need to care so much about your level in English? Why all this? Yeah, of course, Lisa just tell us which level to choose to go to this or that breaking rooms. That's the point. But I mean, in reality,
I've been reading English books like for 5 years. So the books I read they are only in English.
But do you think that the books improves your skills in speaking and listening?
No, that's different. They're different skills, and they are evaluated differently.
But at the same time, when you read books, you enrich your vocabulary, and that influences your speaking.
Passive vocabulary.
And it depends on the literature that you read as well.
Just make sure it's a passive vocabulary, not active. That's the problem. You will never use that words when you will speak. If you try to read like Shakespeare or whatever, you will not use this language.
It depends on the books that you read. it can be modern literature with the living language, and it can be like classical literature as well. So it all depends.